Gavin McInnes, I never heard of this motherfucker before, but I got to tell you that this guy is so full of shit. He is a right winger, and he thinks that because people are allowed to get married that are gay, that's somehow going to destroy Christianity because it was a secret plot to do that. There's a lot of people out there with a lot of weird conspiracy theories, and this has got to be right up there right now.
If you're totally populist and you allow the people to make decisions, in my opinion, for instance, we got gay marriage wrong.
How did you get gay marriage wrong? People are allowed to get married to whom they want. How is that wrong?
And he's talking about populists. When gay marriage was handed down by the Supreme Court, like 63% of Americans supported it. So what does it mean by populist?
Yeah, I agree.
Populist, that has more to do with popularity, as in the majority gets to vote and decide how everything is done, I think, but I could be very much wrong.
That's how our government is. It's supposed to be anyway, of the people, for the people. The people are the ones, we elect the officials, and we're the ones that put them in office and everything.
Right. But unfortunately, that is how things are done. And it isn't about what is best for the entire population, but about who is in the majority.
Right.
As a nation, even though it's got high approval ratings. So what do you do? I mean, are there any brakes on this machine? You see what I mean?
The left tricked us with gay marriage. They tricked me. I was for it. And I thought it was just about two people who want to get married.
Well, that's exactly what it is. It's about two people who want to get married, and they just happen to be the same gender. How did you get tricked by that? It's like, okay, we're not going to tell Gavin that secretly we're going to try to get a goat and a person to get married instead. No, that's not what he's talking about, of course. But, he seems to be thinking that he was tricked. This was the thing. We say gay people should have their same rights to get married as people who are heterosexual. Where's the trick? Where's the trick?
That's what it's still fucking about. I mean, two people who, by the way, whose life has nothing to do with you. I mean, honestly, it's a good thing Gavin here lives in Canada, as far as I know. And that's still what it's about. Like, what trick? And please go into detail, sir.
Yeah. And the thing is here, this guy, like I said, he's a right winger. And if he's up in Canada, why does he care? And he's got a stupid program called Get Off My Lawn. That's something
Shit.
Yeah, this is the kind of mentality of, I'm going to yell at these kids with my cane, because they're walking across my grass. Like, get a clue, dude.
Oh, my God. No.
I know that this dude is with Rebel Media, and Rebel Media is, as far as I know, it's a Canadian far-right media group.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty much like the Canada version of Fox News.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's Rebel Media.
Faux news, which is the fancy way to say something like French about it, and not to be dissing on the French, but God, I'm just thinking about, we just replaced the husband's coffee with Sanka. Guess what?
And I thought straights aren't very good at being married. Let's let someone else give it a whirl. At least they're trying to normalize themselves and assimilate. But
wait a minute, normalize themselves. They were normal to begin with. Just because you don't see people who are gay as normal, then you're wrong. That's normal for them. What you think is normal for you is what you think is normal for you. For you, let's just say not adding bananas to a peanut butter sandwich is normal for you. Some people like putting bananas on sandwiches with peanut butter. I don't like that myself. I've never tried it, so maybe I would like it. I don't know.
You anti-bananist.
I'm anti-bananist, but
even on a biological level, it's still normal.
Yes, exactly.
Uncommon, but still normal.
Yeah.
Yes.
It turns out it was just trying to de-justify Catholicism and Christianity in general.
Wow.
And we got duped.
How?
Oh, well, because inclusiveness is a trick.
Yes.
Excuse me. God.
Yes, it's a big trick.
And by the way, when it comes to Roman Catholicism, I'm pretty sure the child fucking made that de-justified.
They forget about that stuff,
Yes.
By liars, by propagandists. But I don't really adhere to conservatism in many ways.
Right.
I'm a punk rocker. I'm an anarchist. I want minimal government. I don't care who's gay.
Okay, you want minimal government, but the next thing he's probably going to say is, we got to stop this because it's getting rid of Christianity. Then you're just for bigger government then.
As long as it's his moral compass that he's been raised with, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to go into that, actually. He's going to go into that.
Shit.
Pro-gay marriage anymore?
No. Gay marriage was a trick. It's a tool to
Yeah.
tell people to bake cakes. Laws are
Right.
based.
Connie, did you know that gay marriage is a tool to tell people to bake cakes? This is a problem here in the United States, apparently.
I better tell my daughter because she went to Job Corps to be a cook and a baker. God, I didn't realize that was part of the gay agenda. Shit. Shit.
And by the way, these cases wouldn't come up if these bakers would do their fucking job, a job that they open themselves to the public.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, but if you open a cake shop, you bake cakes, okay? What your customers do with that cake is none of your fucking business.
That's
Yes.
absolutely correct. Yes.
Exactly.
All right, I'm a straight guy. If I want to buy a cake at the store and I say I want it made a certain way, and I take that cake home and I fuck the shit out of it, that's my business. Or if I decide to eat it, or I feed it to my dog, which I would not recommend you doing unless it's specially made for dogs, then I can. Or if I want to set it out in the middle of the street and let it get run over by a car, I bought the cake. What I do with it is my goddamn business.
It really is. Yes, very much.
If I run a cake over with a car, or I feed it to people who are getting gay married,
Is it a gay car? I don't know.
it's a gay car. It's a totally gay car. It's got flames on it, you know.
I'm very much being very obtuse right now, but I'm just like, really? What does it? What the hell does it matter? Oh God. Oh God.
On morality.
Ah.
So if it's illegal for a Catholic to refuse a ceremony, you are saying Catholicism is immoral. And
Yeah, Catholicism is immoral for a lot of reasons, but that's not the reason why. We're not saying if you're a Catholic priest and you go to them and say, hey, I want to get married to my significant other who happens to be the same gender, we're not saying that what you're doing is illegal or anything like that. You just find somebody else to go to. I mean, I wouldn't do it myself. I don't know why anybody would want to get married in churches anyway, you know, because the fact is it's an old tradition. It needs to go away. You get married anywhere.
And by the
Yes.
way, that's probably the one area where I would agree with where, yeah, religious officials shouldn't be forced to do that.
Yeah.
Oh sure.
No one's forcing them to do it. I mean, there's been some blowback on these people and say, hey, you know, why don't you be a little bit more inclusive? I can understand that. But, you know, if they don't want to, they absolutely don't have to. That's completely different. You're equating someone who puts out their shingle to make cakes with somebody that is, say, like you said, a priest. You know, these professions are completely different from each other. You know, that old song, one of these things is not like the other. One of these things doesn't belong. That's exactly it. This is a false dichotomy.
Yes.
that
Yeah.
was really the goal of gay marriage. Discredit Christianity.
How did gay marriage discredit Christianity? We've been reading the Bible, and I gotta tell you that your Bible discredits your religion left and right. Just read Leviticus 8:8. That discredits your religion right there. Just that one passage.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, this thing called facts discredits Christianity.
Yeah.
Historical facts, biological facts.
Oh goodness. Yeah.
It was
Let
vindictive.
let them dig their own hole.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was vindictive. That's what I remember talking when I was working with students at the time. Around about
I pity those students. Anybody that's working with this bozo here on the left. If you're working with students, they are in serious need of a re-education.
Obergefell. And they'd be like, I'm libertarian, so I'm pro-gay marriage. And I'm like, oh, you're so pro-freedom that you're for this top-down political movement that aims to imprison anyone that dissents against it. That's
Who's been imprisoned? Who's been imprisoned? Okay, all right.
Oh my God.
What's her face in Kentucky?
Yes.
She was in prison because she didn't do her job. She was told that her job was to issue marriage licenses to gay or straight people. And she didn't want to because of her religious beliefs. And she was told that's not a thing. You're not allowed to do that because of what you believe. That's the only reason why she was imprisoned in that instance. Because she failed to do her legal job. And she went against the court order and she was held in contempt. If I go and do a thing and the judge says, if you don't do this thing, I'm going to hold you in contempt, and I get thrown in jail because I refuse to listen to the judge's orders, I'm the one that's wrong, not the judge in this instance.
really cool. How pro-liberty of you. I didn't
Yeah.
see, I mean, like, that really bothered me. But
Well, you know
anyway.
that couple upstate that they refused to have a lesbian marriage in their living room because they're Christian. The lesbians found them. It's always lesbians for some reason. They found them.
Lesbians found them. Apparently, there's a tracker on lesbians. I guess I don't know. What is there? Is that a thing? Where do I get my lesbian tracker at?
Okay, and
Ding, ding, ding. Oh, they're around me.
and by the way, I searched very hard for this story he's talking about, and I couldn't find it anywhere.
That's because it's probably pulled out of his ass.
Or some fake news site.
Uh-huh.
And said, you're going to have our marriage. They said, no, it's in our actual living room. So that goes against our religion. The state fined them $13,000. And by the way, the state got 10,000 of that, and the lesbians got 3,000. I think that's a perfect example of the real agenda with gay marriage.
Someone wants to have marriage in their living room, and that goes against their religion. What are you talking about?
Again, the story, I looked for it, I couldn't find it, so it's probably on some Canadian fake news site, if I had to guess.
This doesn't make any sense.
Well, I think he's trying to equate it to follow the money.
And by the way, even if that story were to exist, I guarantee you, there was probably some lesbian couple who wanted to get married at a bed and breakfast or something like that.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a possibility. That's a definite possibility.
But
Yeah.
I mean, outside of that, again, I don't see where he's getting this from.
All right, now let's run with that for just a second. Where you said, all right, let's just say it's a bed and breakfast. Let's say it's the owner that says, hey, that goes against my religion to have you get married in my bed and breakfast. From what I understand, and I could be wrong, the bed and breakfast is just that. It's just bed and breakfast. I mean, if they want to hire out for a wedding or whatever, which I'm not sure if they even do, because some of those places there's no place to have it at. Maybe some places do that. I think in that instance, they might have to actually say, if you've rented it out to them and all of a sudden they change their mind, you could get sued on that because you're just like, oh, we're going to have a wedding here. I would like to have a wedding here. Okay. Then, you put down the money and then they say, oh, you find out that you're gay. And then they say, well, we don't want to do it now because we found out you're gay. I think they might be the same thing with the cake makers in that instance, because the fact is that they put out a service to provide a place, in this instance. Maybe I'm wrong on that point.
Well, generally, a bed and breakfast is just about a venue to eat and sleep and everything else. And they may or may not connect with other people who would provide services for a bed and breakfast. But if they claim that, oh, yeah, everything you want for this, that they will provide it, I think that would be where they'd be in violation of provisions, But generally, the bed and breakfast is just about, where you eat and sleep.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. There was this TV show, I don't think it's in production anymore. It's called Hotel Hell.
Yes.
Yeah, and they would show places that, they were just like little bed and breakfast, just go in and just sleep and eat and everything like that. They have a little restaurant in there, and that's about it. In some places, they actually had like a little ballroom or dining room area where they could do something like that at.
Yes.
So that's where I was getting that from. So,
but it's more like that they are a place that it's sort of like renting a hall. And so outside of that hall, then you would find your own contractors, other people to provide food or an officiant and things like that, but they may or may not be that well connected.
Mm-hmm. If I have a gay marriage in somebody's hall, does that make the room gay now because they had a gay wedding reception there or a gay marriage there? Does that make that room gay now? Everybody that comes in there, immediately a regular bride and groom will walk in there, so they're going to go, no, we can't get married in here because I'm now gay.
Or you can't rent it because, wait, where are the rainbows? And where's the glitter? Where are the fantastic unicorns? I was told there was something gay that happened here. It's just like,
I gotta tell you, glitter goes everywhere.
Yes, it does. It gets in the cracks. It's like it'll be there forever. I don't know why anybody worry about this stuff.
Yeah,
but
I don't know either.
They do, don't they?
Yeah, they do because they get bugs up their asses.
No, not the right kind, but
yeah, they need a different kind of something else up their ass, I think.
It's also a great example, by the way, and I'm glad we got to this because I wanted to get to it on your show. Socialism and communism are antithetical to freedom, and they're black.
So is religion. Religion is antithetical to freedom as well, because you are told to do a thing because your imaginary sky wizard tells you to do a thing and you're supposed to do it. That's antithetical to freedom.
And by the way, socialism actually isn't, because guess what? The military and the police force are socialist fucking programs.
Exactly. The sidewalks you walk on are socialist. The road you drive on are socialist.
Blasphemous.
Oh, I'm sorry. I cut it off there. And he said that's blasphemous. And I was like, whatever, dude.
blasphemous blasphemy is a
Victimless crime.
gross against God. So yeah, no.
Yeah, blasphemy is just a victimless crime.